Shortstop.
Shortstop. Shortstop.
Shortstop.
From the makers of Poo No More, Shortstop.
Shortstop.
It's a panty liner for your butt.
They have those. They're star-shaped. Flower-shaped.
Really?
My mom bought them for my sister once because my sister accidentally shit on the floor.
Do they have like a men's version?
It's like a little pad, but it's either flowered or star-shaped. You put it right by your bunghole.
Put it right on your starfish.
Put it right in your underwear where your beehole would be. And the best way to find out where your beehole is to look for stains from the other times that you pooped in your pants.
So those times were not for naught.
Did we start, Randy? Oh, shit.
We're on Shortstop.
Shortstop. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Louie Loggins, and today we have a special guest. His name is... Say your name.
Rafe Williams.
His name is Rafe Williams. And he is a partner to... Oh, God, I'm just so nervous. He's a partner to Tina Dibble.
To Glorious Cigarette.
Glorious Cigarette. Do you know when you say, Alexa, play Slap City Podcast? It says Slap City Podcast with Libby Higgins and Tina Dibble.
Yeah. No respect.
Fucking Alexa. So that'll be the end of the podcast. Thanks
All right,
so much
everybody.
For coming
Thanks
in.
for tuning in.
He's filling in for Tina because once again, Tina lives such a luxurious lifestyle that she's on vacation.
Sabbatical.
And I says to her, Tina, it's our 100th episode. And she says to me, what? And I says, yes. And then I says to her, we're going to call it the 99.5. Because we can't have the 100th without a Tina D-ball.
Wait, so this is supposed to be the 100th episode and I'm being downgraded to a 0.5?
We cannot have it without Tina, can we? You were on our first live.
That's true. I was first live.
Now you're on our first half episode.
I'm on your first half episode. That isn't as cool as live, I'll be honest.
I think it's cool because...
It is cool. I think you should have your 100th episode together, so... and here's what's weird: the half episode twice as long.
Yeah,
it's gonna
be 4 hours long.
4-hour marathon we're about to get into here.
So don't worry, we're not going to do half the time. We're going to just do half. It's just going to be called half number, and I don't know if you can do that on Spotify and Apple.
I think you can.
I've never seen a half. I've seen episode 1 through 100, but never 1.5.
Just make it 101 and then go back and do 100. And then people will be like, what is this? That'd be funny.
Well, we were labeling our episodes 100, like 101, 102, but then it got close to 100. And I says to her again, Tina, when we get to 100, what are we going to call it? 200? So I had to go through and manually fix the entire podcast, which included me typing in numbers.
You were doing like seasons. Like 101 is a season.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But I fixed it, so...
Good job.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Randy. Can we get an unlicensed clap? Oh. Tina got very upset that we discluded her from the clap.
Oh, was I not supposed to clap?
No, you were supposed to clap.
I yes-anded the fuck out of you on that. I just did it.
But Randy and I did it because typically I was doing the videos. Now Randy does it all because we're at that stage where I shouldn't have to do anything anymore.
Yeah, you're freaking famous, dude.
I'm not gonna just like, that's stuff that is for people that don't have like 5K on the internet.
Right.
500K.
I get it. I hit 1,200 followers and I went full diva.
Did you make a post that said, thank you for the 1,200 followers, everyone?
If I can get to 1,500 by this afternoon, I'll donate to a children's charity. No, I didn't do that post. I see that post a lot, but no. I go up and down. I think I offend people. I'll have a good run on Twitter. Then I'll tweet something about the president and then lose like 15 people. I go up and down.
Because people assume that you're
A Trumper, maybe?
Trumper.
Maybe.
I thought he was on our side. What the fuck, bro? You look like a regular guy, like a Trump supporter. Oh, here we go. Let's look up Rafe Williams.
The old twit. My Twitter's my worst. I think I have like 700 people on it. It's not good.
I started my whole Twitter over recently.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Regret it every day.
Why did you start over?
Because I got very paranoid that someone was going to find something that would get me canceled.
Oh.
And I was not about to go through 8 years of tweets.
Oh. That's interesting.
It plays into my OCD a lot because I couldn't stop obsessing over it. Instead of like just looking in my timeline.
Yeah.
I just obsessed over it.
Well, that's one way to go. I could cancel mine with almost no repercussions. That's how bad. It's 733 people. I think I could get that back in like 3 weeks. Might even do better. Just people being like, thinking it's a dummy account of someone making fun of me would probably be.
How does it feel to have that Pandora thing right by your name up there?
I mean, that's cool. They play my little album I made, so I'm always appreciative of that. It's not bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. You're one of my favorite comics.
Well, thank you. You're one of mine. And, yeah. Rafe Williams, RAFE WILLIAMS. Follow me on Twitter. I look like a fool. I have less than 1,000 followers. It's sad. Just go on there and do it. You don't have to ever look at it. Just do it.
Well, the most important thing is that Shia?
Do it.
The most important
What's up, everybody?
thing.
Shia LaBeouf here. Shia LaBeouf. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Did you know that we talked about Shia last week?
No.
We both want to fornicate with him.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Especially after seeing his performance in...
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Well, that, but also...
Honey Boy.
No. I'm trying to think of it. That's why I'm looking into the light. Fast Times at
Ridgemont High, the table read?
Online reading, yeah. Because he committed.
He went for it.
He committed like fuck.
Yeah, he had the other actors. You know who phoned it in? Ray Liotta.
I didn't see him.
He was reading his lines like this. I'm Ray Liotta. I am the teacher in this film. Why are you late for my class, Spicoli? You should not be late for my class. And I was like, bro, Liotta's got his readers on. He's getting up there.
They all had their readers on.
Dude, he's getting up there. And
even Brad Pitt. As far as I'm concerned.
Ray Liotta was the teacher, and it was pretty rough. I'll be honest. I was like, man, Shia is really making you look bad in this scene.
Everybody loved Shia.
He was great. He had everybody laughing. Yeah, I'm a fan. He had a little bit of a rough patch where he did some real weird stuff. But I was thinking about that today, man, and I'm
it's
like...
art.
Boop.
I wonder why.
We're having technical difficulties.
Oh, my... I fucked up.
You want to just start over?
Well, I don't know how much of you... I'm still recording. I don't know how much of you cut out exactly.
How did you fuck up? What happened?
I don't know. Somehow it stopped. I think when my phone fell, it might have hit.
Oh, Randall, why did your phone fall?
Randy, let your phone fall down and don't be afraid to love again.
Maybe you didn't say anything during that time.
Bow, bow, bow.
Bow with the bow, the dang a dang dang a dang a dong ding boo boo.
The eyes. The eyes.
Those guys all do it though. Man, I would have had a career.
You would have thousands of Twitter followers had you been in
Who
that
put the bump in the bumpty bumpty bump? Who put the ram in the rama ding dong? Isn't that a song? Who put the dip in the dip de dip de dip? Who put the ching in the changa changa ching chong?
What does this dippity dip do?
Dip, 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 get a job. Sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, ba-do, sha-na. That's a song, right? We're starting to think of them now.
Holy shit. My
Dip,
favorite
dip,
is
dip, 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 get a job.
My favorite is the very first one. Ba-ba-ba-dang-ba-dang-ba-dang.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-dang-a-dang-dang-a-ding-a-dong-ding, blue moon.
Usually,
Do your high one. Do your Sherry, baby. Clear it out first.
Sherry, baby.
That's good.
Damn. That's hard to hit that.
Sherry, won't you come out tonight?
Sherry.
Remember the Oak Ridge Boys?
Fuck, yes.
Yeah, dude.
Bapa,
Bapa, mow, mow, giddy up. Bapa, mow, mow. Elvira.
My heart's on fire.
Elvira.
Holy shit. Give me some Oak Ridge Boys, man.
They're good.
What about, oh, won't you play me some mountain music?
That's Alabama, I think.
Like Grandma and Grandpa used to play.
Roll on down the river to a Cajun hideaway. Hey, hey. I went to an Alabama concert.
Fuck yes.
They're pretty good. I mean, their artwork's problematic, but
Someone once told me that I looked like somebody that listened to Alabama.
I thought you were going to say you look like the lead singer of Alabama. And I was like,
I wish. Look at that mullet that guy had.
hilarious. You know, you look a lot like the lead singer of Alabama.
No, he just said, you look like somebody that would listen to Alabama. And it wasn't even in Alabama Times.
Man, there's a good Oak Ridge Boys song, and I don't know the name of it, but he's like, she played tambourine. What was it? The Y'all Come Back Saloon. Do you know that song?
I probably do.
Man, we got to find it. The Oak Ridge Boys.
Elvira.
Look for you. The Y'all Come Back Saloon.
Was that's Elvira song about the Elvira personality or a different
I
Elvira?
hope so. I really do hope so. She's back, by the way.
Sure is.
She sure as hell is. Looking fine as hell, too.
Is she supposed to be a vampire?
I don't know. I think so. I always assumed that. Was Morticia Adams a vampire? Was that implied?
I think so.
What's this song? Elvira.
My heart's on fire.
What the hell's going on here?
I'm
gonna find
maybe
it.
she's just really goth, Elvira. All I know is she got big tits. Am I right? Am I right, guys?
USA up all night. I was up all night. Woo!
Elvira.
Bapa, mow, mow. Every time I came, bapa, mow, mow.
Sandra Peterson is Elvira's real name.
That's interesting.
Thought it was Elvira.
How old is she? Don't look. How old do you think she is? For real?
I'd say she's in her mid-70s.
Wow, really? I'm going to go late 50s.
Oh, shit.
No, man, she was all that back in the 70s when I was a little kid, so she had to be at least 20 then, so I'm going to go with probably in her close to 70 also.
All right, let's see who's closest without going over.
Can we get an Elvira birthday?
Yeah, it's called the Y'all Come Back Saloon. Yeah, that's a good song.
The Y'all Come Back
We
Saloon.
can't play anything on here, can we?
No. Damn.
Hell yeah, she is.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, she's
Look at her. She's got nice red hair.
69, dude. I said late 50s. You said 70s.
Right in the middle.
Wow, that's crazy to see her with red hair, like little Gingy. She is cutie. She's a cutie pie.
Beautiful. Wowzers.
She married? What's her story? Who
She's
divorces
totally
the
got.
Queen of the Night. Morgan Fairchild, she was a hottie back in the day too, huh?
Yeah, she was on that program, Dynasty. What was she on?
Yep. She was on Soap, I think, with Billy Crystal. We're really alienating a huge chunk of your audience with this conversation, by the way.
We have Bob Ayers. He's our elderly listener. So.
Bob, this one's for you, bud. We're going to go way back to when Soap was a thing and Billy Crystal was on national televised TV.
I wonder if it was really funny, because when I was a kid, I did not think it was funny. Soap.
I didn't get it. I was too young. Yeah. But I think it was like good satire for the time because it was making fun of soap operas.
Oh, okay.
You know? So I think it was probably...
Maybe I should go back and try to watch it. I probably like it.
Tambourine.
Soap.
That was an amazing show. Soap was great. Even as a little kid, I loved it, man. And yeah.
It reminded me of WKRP in Cincinnati. What was that show called?
No, that was a good show. WKRP in Cincinnati.
Because I liked that one fella on there, the Johnny.
Yeah, everybody loved Johnny Fever. He went on to teach. He went on to be head of the class.
Oh. Wow, look at it.
Played tambourine with a silver jingle, and she must have known the words to at least a million tunes. But the one that she knew best, requested by the man they knew as cowboy, was the late night benediction at the Y'all Come Back Saloon. There it is. I knew it. Tambourine. Oh, yeah. Those silver jingles. The Oak Ridge Boys are the tits, baby. Don't sleep on the Oak Ridge Boys, Slop City audience. I'm telling you.
It's like riding a bike, baby.
I love that song.
What was that word they used? Benedict?
The late night benediction at the Y'all Come Back Saloon.
What does that mean, the benediction?
I think it's like a religious thing. I think it's like saying a prayer for the drunkards or something like that. I could be wrong. I'm not going to look it up.
I want to hear it, so I'm willing to risk us getting fined by the
all right
whoever.
I got it right here on my iPod. It's a good jam.
That's a good commercial.
We definitely don't want to. We don't want to get sued by Disney. Holy moly. You put a Disney anything up.
Well, we got flagged on
put up 3 seconds of Moana and we're fucked.
We got flagged on YouTube last week because of the showing the Shia LaBeouf thing.
Really?
Yep, before I even published it. With a silver jingle.
And she must have known the words to at least a
million
tunes.
Was that guy in ZZ Top?
Yeah. Arrested by the man she knew as cowboy was the late night benediction at the Y'all Come Back Saloon. You thought I was making up the words, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
In a voice soft and trembling,
she'd sing her song to cowboy
as a smoky halo circled round her raven hair.
Raven hair.
All the fallen angel,
Pinball playing rounders.
stop the game.
We don't even know what that is. What's a pinball playing rounder? I don't know.
It's a guy that goes to various saloons and plays pinball.
Faded love.
Woo! Faded memories.
Oh, wow.
These guys straight get it.
Now, if Tina was here, she would hate that font that they have on there.
Why?
She's very particular about her fonts. I don't know if you knew that about her.
It is kind of an old balloon font.
In the shadows,
back on Amarillo. We're really pushing it by playing the whole song, by the way.
Maybe we should stop. Well,
you know what? The Oak Ridge Boys are probably happy to get some press, honestly.
Somebody hears the podcast and they call their uncle. They're like, they're playing one of your songs on Slop City Podcast. What'd you say?
What'd you say? It's the deep voice guy. Hello? Uncle Ted?
Uncle Ted, they're playing one of your songs.
Yeah, it's me, Uncle Ted. They're playing one of your songs on Slop City Podcast. What the hell is a Slop City Podcast?
It's some women that just talk about pussy all the time, but they're playing your song and they like it.
All right, I'm listening.
They know all the words.
Oh, Elvira, oom bapa, mow mow.
It wasn't that one though, Uncle Ted. It was the one about the Y'all Come Back Saloon.
Oh, that's an oldie but a goodie.
It was about the gal that goes in there and plays karaoke.
Yeah, the pinball playing rounders. I wrote that line. A lot of people don't know what that is, but I stuck with it.
Maybe you should call into their show because they didn't understand what the Benedict Arnold lyric was about.
Oh, it's benediction. We pulled it straight from the Catholic Church.
Oh, wow. Well, I just wanted to let you know in case you either wanted to try to get licensing fees from them or call into their show.
I will. Will you do me a favor and call back and tell me if you like my answering machine message?
Okay, hold on. I'll call you back.
Okay.
Bring, bring. Bring, bring.
Hello. Elvira, bapa, mow, leave a message, bapa, mow, wait for the beep and leave a message.
Uncle Ted, I loved it. I just don't know that people are going to get the reference.
Oh, thank you. I was actually listening the whole time. I think they'll get the reference. I think it's cute. It's fun, I think it's fun. I think it's one of our more well-known tunes, and a lot of people don't even have old answering machines like I do anymore, but I keep a landline with an answering machine because that's who the Oak Ridge Boys are.
Uncle Ted, did you guys have a rivalry with Alabama?
Don't you say their fucking name to me. Don't you say, you want to know what? I'll play them some mountain music right in their fucking assholes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
You sound bitter.
Down home where they know you by name and treat you like a pile of shit.
I'm sorry I even mentioned it, Uncle Ted. Well, have a good day.
All right. Hope I see you on Thanksgiving.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, goodbye. Dude, let me tell you something. I don't know that guy's name, but if it's Ted, I'm going to shit my pants. I'm going to shit my pants if his name is Ted.
That's going to be my pants.
It's probably not.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, I think you have a new career ahead of you.
Man, if I would have been born back at, 50s, Richard Anthony Sturbin. Man.
But here's the deal.
What a strong chin on that son of a bitch.
Here's the deal, though.
Look at this soul patch. Wowie, wow.
Wow.
He really grew it
He
out.
was a handsome one. Here's the deal, though. We got people like Pokey LaFarge or whatever his name is.
Pokey LaFarge,
They're bringing back this old-timey stuff. You should bring back some old-timey.
I should. Someone told me I look like a fat Pokey LaFarge one time, and I didn't know how to feel about it.
Okay.
Not just the fat comment, but also like...
Why would someone say that? Was it a man?
Of course, yeah. When you're a guy, people say whatever they want to you. I had a person when I waited tables lift up my shirt and stick his finger in my belly button hole and be like, put on a few, eh?
A customer?
In front of like a bunch of people, yeah.
Holy
I mean, I guess I see it. Similar hair. Similar facial structure, I suppose.
I often wonder if he's a time traveler.
I don't know. He did Up Late, and we talked one time, and I saw him in L.A., and he acted so surprised to see me. Like, he acted like I was sent from the future to kill him. Like, that's how he acted. I saw him at a restaurant, and I was like, Pokey? In L.A., and he was like, yeah? And I was like, Rafe, you did our show STL Up Late in St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It was weird seeing you here. And he goes, oh. All right. And I was like, I regret this already. Then I went to shake his hand. He had like a broken hand. So he like gave me the backside of his other hand and did that like royalty handshake.
Did he start to disappear as you spoke to him?
That's what I was wondering, dude. I think he might.
He's like, you're messing up the time
You know what
continuum.
I think about with Pokey LaFarge? Where's he get those clothes? Where does he get those clothes that look like they were made on the same time as the printing press?
He has to be... And this is just like Outlander. When she came back to the present, she was wearing her old-timey Scottish clothes from
That's
the
what I think. I think he
1600s.
time travels to, like, Sears Roebuck, and that's the only place he's allowed to go. And all he does is just...
Buy clothes.
He has to go to the bank and find really old money because people would freak out if they saw a modern-day $20 bill. He has to get really old money from the bank in cash, and then he has to go to Sears Roebuck.
Isn't it Sears and Roebuck?
It might be.
I think at one
It's
point
nothing
it
now.
was oldie times. It was Sears,
but it was
and
never
Roebuck.
Roebuck. It was only Sears, Roebuck, or then Sears, right?
Just like Famous and Bar was never Famous and Bar. It was always Famous Bar, but everyone called it Famous and Bar.
It was just Famous Bar.
I believe so.
That's like a Mandela effect thing, right? That's like the
Yeah.
Berenstain Bears, like what people remember.
I'm fascinated that this person, Pokey, was able to figure out how to time travel, though, because that's what I want to do.
Oh. I think he's done it. I don't know where he would locate that much clothing of that style, unless there is a place I don't know about that I'm not allowed to know about, where you get those old, like, he looks like a walking picture of your grandpa.
Yes, the high pants.
High-waisted pants with, like, the linen, like the really heavy cotton and linen white shirts. He even has those kind that, like, Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin wore in their leisure time in Las Vegas, where it's, like, kind of a polo shirt, but it's got the little band at the bottom.
Yeah.
Which those are coming back now, but he's been wearing those for, like, 20 years. I don't know where he was getting them from. I don't know where his surplus.
I bet if you look on the tag, it's an original Sears and Roebuck tag.
Probably is. He's got style. I'll give him that. He's committed to, like I saw a picture of him on the beach, and he was wearing like a fucking onesie, like back in the day. You know what I'm talking about? Like with the little flap to take a shit out of, like playing in the water. And I'm like, this dude went to a beach in the onesie. That's a guy committed to his style.
He's committed.
Like you can't just put on regular swim trunks, Pokey LaFarge. You can't just. He's like he had like a fucking bonnet. He had like one of those like bonnet caps on. He's like playing out in the sun, and I was like, all right, dude.
Was it a striped onesie? Because they always
might have been, yeah.
Does he say like, "Hey there, Rafe, it's me, Pokey LaFarge"?
It's me, Pokey LaFarge. Hello.
Does he drive an old
Can I
timey
get a quarter
car?
pounder with cheese? See?
Give me some of them hot fries that you make. Them hot fried fries.
I don't even know how you make these burgers so fast.
You take one of those potatoes and you slice it up and you put it in some fat and some marl.
Pokey. Like he's amazed by everything modern still. Every time he goes out somewhere, Pokey LaFarge is like, really, he's just like, wow, look at that flying dragon with a belly full of people. It's an airplane, Pokey.
Shit.
Oh, an airplane, schmairplane. I'm like, Pokey, they had airplanes in the 50s, dude. I'm not sure they did. And I'm like, no, they did, man. Like, you're acting like you're from medieval times, Pokey.
Well, I very well could be, but this is the form I chose.
No, Pokey, you have to, if you're going to play the character, you have to still understand that, like, cars existed in the 50s. You can't see a car and act like you're puzzled by it.
Oh, fuck. He's from Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah. Bloomington, Illinois. Throwback. American singer, Pokey LaFarge. Getting a lot of good press right now, Pokey. We love you, buddy.
Just don't act surprised next time he sees you in L.A.
He has a net worth of $200,000 to $1 million. That is a big jump.
That's
a big jump. Maybe he lives in my neighborhood. Maybe he lives in St. Charles. There's a big jump there.
Does he live in St. Louis still, or
he was in L.A.? He travels. I mean, he travels a lot. He does a lot of international stuff. He lives an interesting life.
Is his name really Pokey?
I would find that very hard to believe.
I suspect when you're a time traveler, you have to, you're not going to have a social security number. You're not going to have a driver's license, etc.
Andrew Heisler.
Oh.
Andy is his real name.
All right, Andy.
Andy LaFarge.
My name's Andy, but you can call me Pokey. See?
Pokey is anything about you, real buddy. Pokey LaFarge in the South City 3. Boom, boom, boom. Oh,
boom, boom, boom,
boom. Crying in my soup because I grew up in the Great Depression. Pokey, you were born in 1981, dude. I don't know. Andy, you were born in 1981. I don't know, Andy. You're talking to Pokey. Like, what if he's just having like a psychotic break and no one's ever stopped him? They're just like, well, he's being productive. It's not really hurting anybody.
We like it. We like his style.
What if he like snaps out of it one day and he's like mad at everyone around him that loves him? He's like, what the fuck? How long have I been doing this? How long have I been dressing like this and singing old-timey songs and playing a stand-up cello? And they're like, 25 years, Andy. And they hold up a mirror and he's like, no! You let me be Pokey LaFarge for 25 years. He's like, I like Black Sabbath. I love Black Sabbath.
Holy
he like
shit.
fell and hit his head and like he was playing like real heavy metal music and then he just was like, guys, we're changing the band tomorrow.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nobody said anything to him. Poor
Like,
guy.
okay, guess he knows what he's doing. He pays the bills.
Pays the bills, pays the telephone bills.
Holy shit.
Old Pokey. Pokerage Boys. That would be a good band. Man, you talk about a fucking mashup album that nobody asked for, but we all want to hear now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pokerage Boys. Because he has that like high, like Hank Williams, like whippoorwill, riding like the sun, long train, ever long.
Is
I'm
that
so lonesome I could die.
I can't even. I know I saw him on that show that you guys did, but I can't remember. Any
He was
of his-
fun. He was a fun guy. He was like in on the jokes and he's self-aware. He's cool. Just be funny to see him with old Uncle Ted.
I'd love to.
Tell him how it is, Pokey.
What if all of his baby pictures, though, it's like black and white in front
That
of
would
like
be
a
super weird.
dirt poor house? Oh, see, these are my baby pictures. See,
PokeyLaFarge.net.
St. Louis Crawl. Well, you guys should look up Pokey so you know who the fuck we're
That was
talking
it.
about.
Yeah, look up Pokey LaFarge. We'll move on. And someone please, I know you guys do fan art. Look up Pokey LaFarge and the Oakridge Boys and just make me a meme of the Pokeridge Boys. And I will be forever in your debt. Forget about all the following me on Twitter. I don't care about that. I just need a Pokeridge Boys meme that is of high quality.
Don't listen to my fucking album.
Don't listen to my album, Young Grandpa, available on all streaming services now. Pokeridge Boys. I'm saying it again, and I'm going to drop it.
It has to be in the Oakridge Boys font,
Yes,
but
definitely.
Pokeridge.
Pokeridge Boys. That's right. So let's talk about, you did your first stand-up in a while. Do you want to talk about it, or you just want to like pretend like it didn't happen?
Oh, man. First of all, if there's a bigger crowd when you're doing stand-up, it's so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're social distancing and there's only 12 people in the audience that are quiet laughers, like some people were covering their mouths laughing and putting their heads down. And if I was smart, I would have made fun of him.
Right.
Or just made aware, and that would have made people laugh more. But I didn't because I was so scared that I was going, and like my voice was really cracking and shaking because I
Really?
was very, very nervous.
Hmm.
But I got through it. It's like breaking the seal. About halfway through my 10 minutes, I started to feel, when I got the big laugh from the improv joke I did about the guy laughing, I was like, yeah, Mama still got it. Mama still got it. And I
Good.
started like ease back into it.
It is very much that way. Like when you get your first laugh, the nerves tend to fall away a little bit. Until then, it can be brutal.
And I was also very nervous because Greg Warren was there, and I respect him so much. And I know that he doesn't really enjoy dirty stuff.
Sure.
So I sort of was afraid that he would be kind of like, oh, here we go again with the pussy jokes. But that's what I do. That's my thing.
Sure.
Do just a lot of thinking about what I'm thinking up there mostly. Like, what are the other comics thinking? Are they thinking, oh, here we go again. She wasn't writing for the past 7 months, obviously, because we got the same jokes here.
Ah.
But I talked to Chris Sear, and Chris Sear's like, I didn't write either. Like, none of us were writing. It was very hard to write during that time.
I mean, I've written a ton that I have had there's no word. It's the only art form. Whether you want to have the art form argument with me, we'll do that later. But it's the only performance art where the audience is your editor. The public is your editor. So it's like, I have a ton of shit written in my book. I don't know if any of it's funny. It's funny to me. Some of it. I did do a new joke on my Funny Bone weekend that was working. And I did it in Arkansas and it was working. So I have at least one new joke that I've written in 8 months. And that was literally something that happened to me like 2 weeks ago. Because I went out.
What was it?
The chiropractor bit.
Oh, yeah.
I went to a really shitty chiropractor and I kind of talked about it on stage. And I think it's good. I think it's going to be good. It'll probably go in the next hour if I can get it worked out. But it's like, that might be the only 5 minutes that I've written the whole, and I don't know what that is average a month, but I think that's like maybe averaging like 22 seconds a month of writing. That's not good.
Well, the thing is, like at open mics, you only get 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And you tend to tell longer jokes. So I was thinking about this in the shower today. I'm like, how the fuck does Rafe get a fucking 10-minute bit done? How do you even...
I do the opposite. Like, this is probably only interesting to 9 people listening, so I'll keep it brief. But it's like, I write long, which is hard, and then I make it shorter through editing. I usually like think something's funny, and I'll write it, and I'll be like, oh man, this is 9 minutes long. And then through trial and error, I'll get it down to 4 to 5, cutting out some of the fat or tags that are only kind of hitting, or I'll find a way to condense the story, but it is hard. Greg and I have talked about, he's like, you should do your next hour should be like a one-man. He's like, you should try to do like a Birbiglia thing, like just do 4 really interesting stories or 5 stories and see. But it's like, I don't know how to market that.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Birbiglia can do that because Netflix will put it on and he will monetize. Like, Sirius isn't going to play a 16-minute story about when I was a little kid and I rode the bus home and got my nose broken by a speak and spell. So it's like,
right.
I've done that stuff on like Story Collider and The Moth and things like that, but it's like, it's hard to find a place for it. But I can relate to the bombing part, or feeling like the small audience part. I was in Arkansas this last weekend. I was kind of talking about it before the podcast, and I opened for a paranormal investigator. And she did a tarot reading on the Late Show. So I had a table of, I thought they were Karens. Randy informed us.
Could have been Stacy's or Becky's.
Yeah, I'm going to go not Stacy's, but definitely Becky's. But I don't know, because he said Becky was like Karen Light, like a poor Karen. Mm-hmm. And then Stacy's a slutty Karen. Now, I don't know if these ladies were slutty, but they were all in their mid-50s, and they looked like they went to Great Clips and got some sort of Groupon for the same haircut. Because, and the haircut I'm talking about, it's hard to, I'm going to do it for YouTube. It's like a short, it's not a bob. It's like a short, multicolored blonde with very dark roots, and it's like, looks like they're standing in front of a fan because the back of their hair fans out like Goku, like they're going to capture a Pokemon. But the only Pokemon they want to capture is the manager of whatever restaurant they're complaining about. And they didn't laugh. I went on stage and I did I was trying to sell the bits, and it was just like, some people were laughing, but it was like, it was a very small audience. There was 20 people and these ladies were 10, and they could tell they were there for the tarot reading, because even the lady went up after me who they came to see. They didn't laugh at any of her comedy.
Really?
And she was like doing jokes about, she had like one-liners. She had a very like old school comedy vibe. These ladies were not having it. And I had to be her audience guy. I had to like assist her for the tarot card reading because I was the only other comic on the show. And she's like, just be funny, So I was like, I'm like, we might as well go over this table of ladies first, because I was like, I have a feeling you guys, judging by how you reacted to my act, you're here for the tarot reading? And they're like, yeah. And so I was like, all right, well, let's just start at this end of the table because I feel like you all have a question. And the first question was like, when's my friend going to get a husband? And she did the tarot reading. And she's like, it's going to be a while. Don't get downhearted, but it's not going to be right away. I feel like you've gone through a bad relationship, and it's going to be a couple years before you meet someone that you're really going to be interested at that level. But you know what? Learn to love yourself, take care of yourself. It was a really nice, positive message. And I was like, all right, next lady. When am I going to get a husband? And I was like, I'm sensing a theme at this table. And she did her reading, third lady. And I go, let me guess. When are you going to get a husband? And she goes, no. When am I going to get married again? And I go, that's the same thing. So I'm like, this is just a table of like sad divorcees that all came out just to find out if they're ever going to find love again. And I was like, all right, ladies, before we move on, what if I told you all are perfect the way you are and that you're worthy of love and that you're going to find it and that you shouldn't put so much stock that if you have a person in front of you that can tell you the literal future, that's the only question you have for them is when are you going to find a man to make your life better? I think we can all make our own lives better. If you could ask any other question besides, will I have a husband? What would it be, ma'am? And I put the microphone down. And she goes, I really just want to know if I'm going to have a husband. I was like, man, all right, whatever. Sad table. So we went around the room and then.
Did she do everyone in there?
Whoever wanted to.
Oh, wow.
There weren't that many people. It was like an hour. And then I went, so some guy's birthday, and he goes, he's going to win the election, Trump or Biden?
Trump 2020.
And she did the read. She goes, it doesn't matter. Our country's in turmoil. I don't really normally answer these questions, but you're a small crowd, and so I'll do it. At least she didn't ask me who you were going to marry. And she did the tarot reading, and she goes, unfortunately, I think for the country, Trump is going to win. And the whole table of ladies was like, yes, fuck yeah, woo! And I was like.
The ladies that said almost nothing the whole time.
Yeah, the only time they showed any goddamn emotion. And I was like, I think I see the problem with you guys finding a man. I think I am sensing an issue at this table. So then, go around the room, and this guy's been waiting patiently in a blue shirt, and he's like, I don't want to be a downer, but my wife died of COVID. And I just wanted to know if you could talk to her in the spirit world.
Oh, God.
Find out. I know, dude. You talk about the air coming out of a fucking room of comedy that was already not crushing. He's like, I just wanted to know you could talk to her in the spirit world and ask her when it's okay for me to date again and it won't break her heart. And I was like, I'm going to throw this one to you. And she was really good. She was very thoughtful, gave him a very sweet answer, and then she kind of was like, she threw it back to me for the comedy. And I was just like, what's your name, man? And he goes, Randy. And I go, Randy, did you vote for Trump? And he goes, and I go, because if you did, you're about to get so much pussy tonight, man. Every lady at that table. Well, if you stood up right now and took your dick out and yelled Trump 2020, you're getting your first gangbang. I promise you. And it crushed, and these ladies fucking hated me for it. But I was like, you didn't laugh at any of my jokes. Like, I'm going to roast you for sure. It was wild, man. And I don't know what that means, but.
It's the light.
You don't know what that means.
Another 30 minutes?
10. But we just do what we do,
You do what you do. I feel like I've been talking too much, kind of. I just wanted to tell you that story because I thought it was funny.
That is.
I felt bad. I mean, the guy had no mask on, by the way. That just goes to show me that it doesn't matter. It's like his wife died of COVID, and he still had his mask off at the table. And I had mine on while I was talking to everyone, and it was socially distanced. He was with people he knew, but there were people walking out. It's northern Arkansas, and I was just like, I'll be glad when the election's over, regardless of who wins, because then maybe everybody can just do what's
chill the fuck out,
chill out, and listen to scientists and do it, and not make it a political thing. But
it's the thing is apparently when the election's over, COVID disappears.
That's what my uncle says, yeah.
Which I can't wait. I'm flabbergasted that the entire world has fabricated this thing to keep Trump out of office. It's great, though. It shows that our world can work together to do something. You know?
Yeah. Instead of Hands Across America, it's fucking kill all your grandparents to get Trump out of office.
Holy shit.
Elvira.
Did she give you a reading?
She didn't. I should have.
Why
I should have
didn't
asked her.
you?
I don't know. I figure it's like in the green room. She would want to do it on stage or something, I would have done it. But then it's also like, part of me didn't want to know. Like, I almost asked her, be like, hey, had a lot of ups and downs in comedy the last couple of years. Got close to a couple big breaks. It didn't quite pan out. Is that ever going to happen for me? And they'd just be like, you're going to be middling for another 10 years. And I'd be like, oh, I got to kill myself. Oh, no way. No pick. No middle.
And also, will I ever have a wife?
Will I ever have a husband? And I was like, because if you say yes, I'm very shocked by that answer.
I would love to middle forever. How
Really?
fucking cushy is the middle spot?
Well, I mean, it's a fun spot to be in, but it don't pay that great.
Well,
There's a big pay jump from middle to headliner. I'll tell you that.
but when
Host to middle, nice. It's a 50% pay jump, but like middle to headliner is like a 700 to 2,000% pay jump, depending on how many people you can put in the seats. So
I guess if I had more jokes, I'd like it. It just seems like there's a lot.
You should be just headlining now. You got the fans, you got the slop citizens, dude.
But I can't just go up there and not have material.
Yeah.
And I have lots of stuff I want to write about, but I don't even know how. I just feel like I don't know how to write.
Yeah.
I need help. I need you and Tina to help me.
Well,
I'll pay you a good fee.
I'd be happy to help for free. What's fart 3? Okay.
Yeah.
You got one of mine in here somewhere, don't you? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think Tina sent them.
Oh,
How-
I taped one and sent it to her while she was here one day.
She did play it, though, didn't she?
Well, we'll get there.
I want to hear one of those early morning trumpet.
If I ever
ones.
remember, I'm always like half asleep. I like wake up and then it's like fucking the trumpets from Revelation. 7 trumpets. You know, it's real weird to me that no one's made that distinction with Trump Pence. Like as much as his base are like Christian evangelicals that like they talk about Revelation, end of times is when the Lord's angels descend with their trumpets, trumpets.
Why did they
Like for all the QAnon shit floating around out
Right.
there. That's a softball. That one got lobbed right at you, but it doesn't fit the narrative.
Well, you should start it. Just put it on Facebook. Make sure all the boomers see it.
Trumpets, trumpets, end of times, times 2, double time.
No, this is what you
double
have to
dare. Mark, what's his name? Pick your nose. Get a flag.
do. You have to put it. This is what you have to do. Write it in a note.
Yeah.
Screenshot it about 87 times. Cross out some of the words and put a different word over it. Then put it up and let all your old uncles, aunts, and everybody start sharing it. And then it will become fact.
Yeah. I was listening to they found out who QAnon is, which is crazy.
It's like one guy, isn't it?
Just a father and son that like hijacked 8chan. They've proven it because the guy they stole 8chan from still had the code, and he was such a boomer that like I'm not making this up. So the guy that started QAnon was a guy in South Africa, right? And he's like and he was obsessed with these pedophilia rings. That was his big thing. That's all he really posted about. And then I guess like 2chan or 4chan got taken down for hate speech or something. And the disabled kid started 8chan. And this father son that had stolen 4chan from another person contacted him, was like, hey, if you move to the Philippines where we live, we'll get you round the clock nursing care and we'll build this thing together. And they did, but then they stole it from him. And the crazy thing about it is it's just this father just like wants to be the Rupert Murdoch of the internet. He's just like a super right wing, and there's no pictures of the son. The son like won't have his picture taken. It's like a weird thing. And this kid's seen him and he's like, he's really good looking. There's like one picture of him on the internet. But they just like make stuff up. You ever seen those news articles that sounds like a robot's reading them? Like, a pedophilia ring has been discovered in. It's because they hire English-speaking Filipino women to do voiceover on their videos. It's like not a robot. It's just someone speaking a second language very slow. And I was always like, oh, that's what that is. Because I always thought that robot sounded kind of off. Now I know. Do you ever go on those?
No.
8chan or any of that shit? Me neither.
No, because it makes my brain want to explode.
Yeah, I'm scared. And plus it's like, it's supposedly like the worst of the worst. But anyway, it's a father and son, and they got hacked because they accidentally posted their password onto the chat boards. And the password, I shit you not, was Matlock. And so a bunch of people were posting as QAnon because and the deal on 4chan is once you had a password, you couldn't change it. So everyone had his password, and it was Matlock, which is so fucking funny to me.
Holy shit, how fucking old was he?
Well, so just some boomer that did a boomer thing, like put his password up as a post.
Right, instead of,
thinking he was putting, like, with his readers on, like, oh, all the pedophilia rings and Monica Lewinsky and Matlock, which isn't working. You're already in it, Harold. What? No, it's not. You are. You just posted your password.
Posted it where?
Harold, you posted your password onto 4chan.
No, I put it in a little box where it says password, and I touched the I so I could see what it says.
No, you put it in the how are you feeling today.
What?
Yeah, you put it in there.
Well, how did they see it if it's on my Facebook?
There's 8 posts now of you as QAnon.
What? This is my Facebook. How are they seeing it?
Well, that's what's happened. So a bunch of people started posting as QAnon, and then 8chan was like, this is with the South African guy, and just like an old boomer in South Africa. And then he did it again. They were like, if you come to 8chan, because then people didn't know because anyone could post as QAnon, so they didn't know the real QAnon post. So this father and son are like, if you come to 8chan, we'll verify all your posts, and we'll know your password, we'll know we'll know your login information. Only we will see it. So he agreed to it. And then he did it again on fucking 8chan. And you know what he changed it to?
Matlock 1.
Matlock 1.
Really?
For real. He just changed. He didn't.
Let's see here. Matlock.
It might have even been like capital M Matlock. And
let me see here. Matlock, what number should I
So
add?
he did it again. Then everyone had his shit. And then 8chan got taken down for hate speech. And this father and son had all the login information. And they just started. If you were admin, you could still post. So they just started putting up QAnon posts, and they just like took this guy's account away from him. And they started. So that's who QAnon is. It's just some old guy that lives in the Philippines that just makes up right-wing conspiracies.
So he is making them up. Does he believe them, or is he making them up to trick people?
I don't know that he believes them, but he's a very right-wing person, and he loves to push the rhetoric.
Okay.
He likes the power that comes with QAnon and but it's so funny because everyone thinks it's like, what's the other one? What's the one that wears the Guy Fawkes masks and shit?
Anonymous.
Right. I think it's like the right-wing version of Anonymous, but it's not. It's one dude. It's one boomer who stole it from another boomer. That's all it is. And people are out there like making decisions based on it. It's so
We got to save the children. There's pedophiles that eat children.
Pizzagate. I had a very famous comedian talk to me about Pizzagate for way too long. Totally believed it. And I was like, I think your plane's coming soon, man.
Shit. Holy shit. Well,
it's crazy.
That's alarming.
It is alarming.
It's, wow.
It is alarming.
Randy's Googling all this stuff. The fucking FBI is going to be coming over here soon.
Probably.
Randy's over here got children in his basement.
It's just funny to me that people will believe there are the same people that believe that there are tunnels from the Capitol building to a pizza place in Washington, D.C., where stolen children are trafficked for senators and representatives to form sexual acts with them.
And take their blood.
They believe that wholeheartedly.
Yes.
But if you bring up systemic racism, they think that you are a conspiracy theorist.
There ain't no way.
What no?
Black people
What
been free.
proof do you have? And I'm like, oh, we have all this proof. It's all this data. Like, you can see that, like, black men are locked up on average 3,000 times more than any other citizen of the United States. And they're like, yeah, well, I don't know about that, but
where'd you get them figures?
I heard there's a tunnel to the Capitol where Hillary Clinton sucks blood out of little boys' ding-dongs. And I'm just like, okay, dude.
You mean to tell me that we freed black people hundreds of years ago and they're trying to say that there's still racism? Nope, but Hillary Clinton drinks the blood of children.
Sure does. She sucked Monica Lewinsky's toes one time. Where'd that come from, Fred? I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
And my neighbor said it.
Do you think they have, like, QAnon pitch meetings?
Okay, just stick with me, guys, all right?
Yeah, all right.
We got Hillary Clinton,
Okay,
right?
I like it already.
All right, Hillary Clinton has an underground lair where she stores children.
Okay, babies.
Or kidnapping them. Babies anywhere from newborns up to 9-10 years old.
Oh, God, my heart hurts.
Yep. Then her husband Bill comes in.
Oh, God.
And decides which child is going to go to Hillary.
Does he take off his human suit first?
No.
No, his reptilian body's still hidden. Okay.
Not at this time. Later on.
All right.
So then he picks a child. And you know that little thing that they used
Does
in
he do
interview?
eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
Yes, he does.
Oh, that's so hard on those kids. That's a fun game.
Then he uses the little thing that they use in an interview with the vampire to poke a hole, you know, to get the blood flowing. You know what I'm talking about, Brad
A laser
Pitt?
pointer? Like for cats?
Like a little finger thimble.
Oh, okay.
With a point.
Oh, yeah, no. So when Brad Pitt was a sexy vampire, yeah, I let him suck on my pinky toe for sure.
Then
What'd you say, Lyle? No, nothing. Moving on.
Then he pours the blood of a child into what's called one of them drink things people have to keep their drinks cool.
A big gulp or Yeti.
Yeah, he pours it into a Yeti for Hillary. Keeps it warm. Then Hillary drinks it, immediately transforming into the adrenal power of this child she's just drank.
Oh, God.
Where she will then begin to send many, many emails.
Oh, man. No.
From her personal server.
Thousands?
Thousands.
Good God.
So, what do you think about that? You think that people will believe that?
Well, of course they will.
Is it too off the wall?
No. I think we should add a few things in.
What you got?
Something more of an attention grabber.
Okay, what you got?
What if Hillary? Well, we got to say Benghazi 4 times.
Okay.
That's a rule. We got to say Benghazi 4 times per interview.
What about Cabal? Can we put Cabal in there?
We can put evil Cabal. I would like to get a little deeper into the fact that they're reptiles wearing human suits.
Okay.
And
are you sure people are going to believe that?
I think they'll believe it.
Okay.
They'll believe it. And I think that we have to make sure people know that Hillary's favorite movie is Chairman of the Board, starring Carrot Top, the 1987 cult classic, where he takes over a company and uses his weird props to make everyone laugh and change the entire corporate attitude.
Okay.
All
right. That sounds good.
Yeah, she'll never be able to get over that.
Very believable.
Scandal. Yeah, it seems like her kind of movie to me.
Okay.
And then also, I want to put it out there that she thought the movie Fried Green Tomatoes sucked hard.
Oh,
Gave it 2 thumbs down and 1 star on Amazon.
That's believable. That
sounds like something that bitch would do. Kathy Bates is an American treasure.
All right, I'm with you so far.
All right. That's it.
Sounds good.
I just really got hung up on movies today.
Well, which one do you think we should start posting on Facebook?
I just say make it all into one article. Let's
Okay.
just do it like a Voltron of bad things about Hillary.
And we'll put it on a website called like thenationalexaminer.net.
Yeah, well, conservativepipeline.org. And then everyone's uncles will share it, completely ignoring the fact that the same publication has all sorts of articles about Bat Boy and President Obama being an alien from Venus.
It says it right here on this internet article that Hillary Clinton is a reptilian figure under her skin.
That's right. She sucks children's blood. And Barack Obama, we're looking at the writings of Nostradamus. He actually is mentioned in Nostradamus' writing, and it says the one will come, and there will be a flood. For Obama. Then the flood is a flood of Mexicans coming across the border in rape waves. Yeah, I like that word, rape waves.
You are on fire today.
Holy moly. Somebody get your typewriter out. Get that Smith Corona out. Let's get to work.
Maybe we could do something about the virus.
Nah.
Okay. Is it too yesterday?
Well, we won't. I like to write about stuff that's real.
Okay.
I don't want no phony make-believe stuff on here. SARS. Sorry, more like a sorry excuse for a virus. Haven't you seen on the back of a Lysol can? Says I got a Lysol can from 2012 says treats coronavirus.
What?
Yeah,
we'll take a grainy picture of it and put it on the internet.
Somebody tried to tell me that coronavirus is a generic name for many viruses. And I was like, I don't believe that. I don't accept that truth.
Well, okay, let's take the picture first, the grainy picture close up.
You know what's funny is everything we're talking about right now, Randy's pulling, it already exists. Randy's pulling them up.
Hillary Clinton, a lizard person.
A lizard person, all in caps. Reptilian Clinton.
I want to click on some of these, but I'm afraid to.
Yeah, I'd be afraid to, too.
I would be, too.
Hillary Clinton rejects human body, embraces lizard form. But that says satire before it, which is good.
That is good.
Because often you'll see these, and it's not satire.
Like this one, Reptilian Clinton. Hillary Clinton is reptilian. That's it. They didn't give any other kind of context to that article. World Weekly News. There it is. Hillary Clinton is a reptilian.
I often want to start a troll site like this, but then I'm like, people believe this stuff, so it would be dangerous.
Me and Tim Walsh have been talking about doing a fake, like, right-wing podcast. Like,
well, you guys would be the source of new conspiracy theories.
Probably.
On Facebook.
That's the thing I'm scared about is, like, creating satire that does more harm than good. Have you had anyone talk to you about, have you had any people that, like, don't believe that the coronavirus is real try to talk to you about it?
Yes.
Family? How close of a circle?
It's, I would go swimming at my boss's house like several times a week this summer, and there was a guy there every time, just stands in the water with his shirt off, very tan, lots of barbed wire style tattoos.
Okay.
Always had like a drink in his hand, and it was the whole, I can't wait till the election when this virus disappears, so we can get back to normal.
No mask, probably.
No.
Peeing in the pool, probably, too.
We all peed in the pool, let's be honest. None of us got out. We were there for 6, 7, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
It's funny how we just
swimming in everyone's piss.
That's a perfect metaphor for, like, people sifting through facts and only taking the ones that already support their position. Like, we're all guilty. The internet is the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's peeing in it. But we're not talking about it. We're just going on with our afternoon, hoping chlorine's doing its job. And it's not. Chlorine's not doing its job on the internet anymore. No one has shocked that pool in quite a while. There's a lot of piss and shit floating around in that pool. There is red algae in that pool.
You just don't put your mouth in.
So what do you say to someone like that when they...
I just turn my head away because I'm like,
You don't engage.
I can't because I don't. In my head, I'm thinking, how can you believe the whole world is in on this?
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
and he'll tell anybody that comes in there. He'll tell anyone. And he was talking about Hillary a lot and stuff. And I'm like, I'm trying to relax in this piss pool. I'm not trying to hear about all this shit.
Killing our buzz. Yeah, I have an uncle that said same thing. He's like, seems to me that this virus is so contagious that you got to wear a mask so your spittle don't get on nobody. But when you go get a corona test, they got to take a cotton swab way, way, way up in your nostril, practically to your brain, just to figure out if you have it. Now, I'm not a scientist, but if your saliva is so infected, why don't they just swab your mouth? And I was like, before I answer that, have you tried to look it up? Don't need to. I was like, of course not. Because one Google search, I'm guessing that the tests are expensive and it's probably easier and cheaper to test mucus than it is saliva. I haven't looked it up, but I just right now, just thinking critically, I gave you a reason why they might have to do that. Does that sway your opinion at all? And he's like, no, it does not. And don't be surprised when on November the 4th, all of a sudden the virus is gone. And I'm just like, all right, man, it's your story, bud.
What happens? What will happen to these people on November 5th, 6th, and 7th when we still have the virus?
Oh, they'll do some mental. I mean,
They'll
the mental
change it to
gymnastics
something
of some of these folks is wild to me to see some of the things that, like when his taxes came out, like when Trump paid $750 in taxes, like less than I paid for my TV 8 years ago. Then they're like, but think about this. Now, he donated his presidential salary. That's $4 million over 4 years he's giving back to the government. And I was like, yeah, but he makes every government employee stay at a Trump hotel, and he's spent $140 million of taxpayer money golfing at his own hotels and golf courses. Well, and I go, so that's 1% of his golf budget is what he's donated. But how does him donating his presidential salary justify cheating on his taxes and not paying?
He was a good businessman. He figured out a
You
loophole.
like paying your taxes? And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not mad that he cheated on his taxes. I'm mad that he tried to hide it. He should have just, it's Trump. He should have just came out from the gun and been like, yeah, $750. That's right.
That's what I pay.
I have great accountants.
They're tremendous.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm the greatest. I find the greatest loopholes.
And then when they find out he's like broke, they're like, well, he's a good businessman. He didn't even know he was broke. He knows how to use leverage and capital connections. And I'm just like, well, I don't know. I didn't realize when he said he could go out and shoot someone on Madison Avenue that he was right. Because the people that support him they will support him. He could do it. And they'll be like, well, that man jumped in front of the bullet. He was just trying to see if the wind was blowing hard from that direction, and the bullet's the best way to measure.
He probably deserved it.
Yeah.
He's probably one of them dumb Democrats.
Yeah. Do you remember what we were doing the last election?
Yes, and it was awful.
That might have been the worst night of comedy in our lives. We were playing
We had no
Carla
idea.
and Ronnie.
We had no idea what was coming.
And Ronnie thought he was Donald Trump's brother, and we were doing a live show that Hillary Clinton was supposed to destroy Trump. And we were supposed to be the heels of the comedy show, explaining why my brother and your president, Donald Trump, was getting totally screwed out of this election. And as the live results started to come in, it became very apparent of what?
We were
that Trump was definitely going to win.
Trump was going to win, and our act was no longer funny.
Yeah.
It was actually becoming true, therefore invalidating any kind of satire we were doing.
So all the satire came out of it, and then we were just two people defending Trump for being president in a room full of people literally weeping. I remember when Florida came in, people started to cry, and we were like on stage, and I'm like, well, I'm as baffled as you are by these results. Like, I'm like, how do we pivot off this and stay in character and finish this show? Man, it was brutal.
I don't even remember.
I can promise you I am not doing a show this election. I learned my lesson.
I don't even remember like what. I just remember everything just got really quiet. Everything was getting real quiet, and people were just kind of sitting there like, what? Just sitting in the audience. What is happening?
Thinking about their future.
Thinking about their
Like
future, thinking
Simba.
about their past.
Just like Simba staring out the window.
Thinking about his past. Well, we probably should go since we've been here for 4 hours.
Yeah. Episode 99 and a half, everybody.
99.
In the can.
Almost to 100.
Pokeridge Boys. Featuring the Pokeridge Boys. Elvira.
My heart's on fire for Elvira.
Going to the Goodwill to find some old Sears and Roebuck flannels. Pokey, you can't just sing about the clothes you buy. Don't tell Andy what to do. Where am I?
Who's Andy? Fuck.
Pokey LaFarge still thinks he's like a 19-year-old dude doing Slayer covers, and he wakes up out of his psychotic break. They're like, no, dude, you're almost 50, and you've been doing old-time music for better part of 30 years.
I'm sorry, what? What's that handheld contraption you're holding in your hand?
Because another meme I'd like to see. Yeah. What's that new? What is that? Was that a TV in your hand?
Or as Borat called it, a calculator.
Yeah. Did you watch the new one? Is it good?
Fuck yes.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, God, so good.
Wouldn't it be funny, though, if Pokey LaFarge just, like, all of a sudden started painting his face like Kiss? Like, he just, like, woke up. And he's like, fuck this. I've been trying this old-timey bullshit forever. I want to get back to the music I like.
Now I'm Kiss.
And that's another, if you want to make a meme, I want to see Pokey LaFarge dressed as a member of Kiss or a Juggalo or Alice Cooper.
What? We got to get all those meme makers on the fucking...
I want it. Pokey LaFarge sounds like a Juggalo name. Like, if you found out there was a new Juggalo clown and his name was... Because what are their names?
Evil Joe or something.
What are the ICP guys' names, Randy? I think it's like...
Cheeky Ryan.
Silly Bob. Corny Clarence. Shaggy.
Too Dope.
Originally Too Dope.
Violent J.
Violent J. Have you heard... Give it up for the Insane Clown Posse, Violent J, Shaggy Too Dope, and Pokey LaFarge. You wouldn't think anything of it.
I think it was supposed to be like that.
You wouldn't think anything of it.
John Kick Jazz. I didn't know there were so many members. It's not really a posse, though, if it's only like 3 guys.
Yeah.
It's more like a trio.
People who like Insane Clown Posse really like them.
Oh, yeah, they love them. They're a dedicated fan base.
Yeah, I can't. You into them, Randy? You and I see... Huh?
No, I can't say I've ever heard a song by them.
I think I've heard one song by them.
Yeah, I think I've heard a few, but it's like, I can't. It's not my thing. Not yucking your yum. You like ICP? You a hatchet man? Hatchet gal? Juggalo, juggaho? You drink the Fago? You poop your pants at a concert because you don't want to miss a song and go to the porta potty? I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad at you. I pee in a pool.
That's right. We've all got our own demons. And it's about time we all started acknowledging that we all pee in the pool. And I think that's what episode 99.5 has been about.
That's what we should call it, peeing in the pool.
Peeing in the pool or the Pokeridge Boys. I'm never letting that go. I can't wait.
My heart is on fire for when I leave here.
Pokey LaFarge.
Na 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 Pokeridge
Boys. Hello, everyone. We're the Pokeridge Boys. I'm Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted, you're only our uncle. You can't just call yourself that on stage.
Oh shit! I'm about to pee in my pants.
I wonder if they're on
TBH.
Cameo. If the dude from Oak Ridge Boys was on Cameo, I'd pay up to $300 for him.
Would you?
For him to like call into the show and leave a message and be like, Slop City, Slop City, she got the long ass titties. Slop City, boom bop boom bop bow bow. Giddy up, boom bop boom bop bow.
My heart's on fire for long titty. Holy shit.
Okay.
Our Oak Ridge Boys on Cameo. I love when he types stuff.
Me too. I really want to know. Doesn't look like it. I feel like that would have came up quicker. In all honesty, I don't know if they're all still alive.
Oh.
They probably are. Musicians, $135, dude.
For
we'll get
who?
him on right now if that's, I don't know. Red Man, $150. That seems reasonable. Dude, we could do a whole episode about who's on Cameo and how much it costs.
Mine are $25.
25 bones and Libby Higgins will say.
I haven't been doing them though.
No one hires you, or you've just not been looking?
I'm on unhireable because I get pissed because they only ever feature like the really famous people. And I've been on Cameo since the fucking beginning.
From the jump. August 15th, 2015. 5-star review, 286 reviews though. So you've done some.
I've done tons.
Wait, go back to that review. Let's read it. I love Libby. You're perfect. Can't wait to give this to Erin on her birthday Wednesday. Thank you so much. I love you. Oh, sweet.
Always very nice. And I always go above and beyond. I'll do like 3-minute cameos, 3 to 4 minute cameos.
Yeah, that
and
seems
everybody
like
else
you
is
would
like,
do that.
hey, it's me, The Rock. Love ya. Bye. Can you smell what I'm cooking?
You smell what your birthday's cooking.
Wow, I'm looking a mess in there.
When was the last time you did a cameo? When did you get hired?
The last time I did it, I did a whole weekend where I donated it to the NAACP. And
Such a good person.
it was like,
Did you get a lot?
I made like $1,200 that I donated.
Dang.
Yeah, I was fucking hustling. I was hustling that
I'm a
weekend.
hustler, baby. And I
I'm
want
a
you to know
baby.
$25 on Cameo.
And $25.
I just want to love
I've been trying to.
you. Pokey LaFarge.
A couple people have wanted me to do cameos, and
Oh,
I'm like, I'll just do them not on Cameo.
Is Pokey on Cameo? The Oak Ridge Boys was a big whiff. But they're probably still, like, Uncle Ted's still trying to figure out his answering machine. So we can cut if you need to go.
I'm gonna look on. I might have deleted Cameo.
Cameo.
Yeah, I get the one time that they were gonna like promote me in an email thing, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna take you off unavailable now, and you can start doing them, and then we'll promote you in our email." And then the email came through, and I wasn't on it, and I go, "I thought you said you were gonna put me on the email. We'll put you on the next one." I'm like, "No, take me off available." Because I don't make that much money for them. They make 20% of 25 cents or $25 every time.
That's what you make?
That's what
Or they
make 20% of that $25.
Right.
So I'm not making.
It doesn't. Tiffany? I got stuck on a Ferris wheel with her. For
Really?
real. Yeah, the DuQuoin State Fair. Pop singer Tiffany. I was stuck in the car above her.
Really?
And the Ferris wheel shut down, and she had a concert that night. And like they made a big fucking production about getting Tiffany off of this Ferris wheel.
Did they have to get the fire department?
They got it going again, but we were up there for a while, and they were gonna go get a ladder and try to get the fire department to get her down because she was just like walking through the fairway, and it was me and my cousin, and Tiffany was in the car below us.
Wow. She was at the New Kids on the Block concert. She was really good.
She's good. She is good. She was a big deal back then. Like that was like height of her. I mean, I know it's a state fair, but that was like New Kids on the Block's era. I was young.
Shit.
Yeah, it was cool.
They just let her walk around the fair like she was a nobody.
What's her big song?
I think we're alone now.
Oh, she did that? She did the cover?
The beating of our heart. And then she would do the dance like this.
Well, Weird Al covered it.
What was his version?
I think I'm a clone now. Another one of me's always hanging around.
I don't care what anyone says.
I'm a clone now.
Big Al is fucking Big Al. He's brilliant.
I loved it. And he's never deviated from what he does.
He's great.
He is like, this is what I am. He's one of those guys that just owns what he does. And because of the way he owns it, gives it artistic value.
It's great.
Where it would be easy to be like,
I love him.
Dismissive of like parody of that kind. But he's great. Pokey LaFarge can't do Cameo because all his cameos would be the same. He'd be like, what are you pointing that gun at me for? What is that crazy rectangle? That looks like a piece of black coal mine from the mines of South Carolina where Pokey LaFarge grew up learning to play bluegrass, old-timey music. Like, you're from Bloomington, Illinois, Andy. Oh, is there another feller here you're talking to? I don't know, no Andy. I was born 100 feet underground in a coal mine. I had a pickaxe in one hand and a harmonica in the other. That's the only thing you could do in rural South Carolina in the 1930s.
Hey, Pokey. Hey,
yeah.
Pokey, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah, do you have, wow, do you have I don't see a man with his head under a hood telling us to hold still for 37 seconds.
No, I have this little thing here. I can just take our picture, see we're inside of it.
Ugh, you've captured my spirit.
That's us in there.
Let me go. Oh, I feel uncomfortable. I have to time travel to here's a Roebuck. He just like disappears like Nightcrawler from X-Men.
Sears and Roebuck.
He disappears and everyone in like a 10-foot vicinity starts vomiting.
What is that from?
I don't know. Just like X-Men when Nightcrawler poofs away and then everyone's like, ugh.
Does it?
I feel like in all those movies when someone does something like supernatural, like everyone around is affected by it. I have vertigo.
Oh, God. I gotta go pee so bad. We have to stop.
All right.
What's
a good wrap-up point? I guess that's it.
I appreciate you filling in for Teener.
Yeah, I love it. I appreciate it.
You want to drop any of your hot links?
Yeah, you can find me. I believe you should be able to just search Rafe Williams, although there is an Australian skater kid who is Rafe Williams who just takes big poops in toilets and then puts pictures of them on Instagram.
So that's not you?
And that's not me. A lot of people find him. And then I tried to message him one time to be like, hey, man, see you're another Rafe Williams, and he's like, he just roasted me. He's just like, go fuck yourself, boomer. Like, you're a loser. And I'm like, why are you talking to me like this? So, but yeah, I am. You can go to rafewilliams.com and that'll have links to my album. And you can also follow me on everything at I am Rafe Williams. Because there's one guy who had Rafe Williams on Twitter, and his only tweet says test. And it's still the picture of the egg. Do you remember when Twitter had egg pictures on it?
I wonder if it's a QAnon guy.
It is an African American physicist who lives in like Alabama. And he's friends with me on Facebook. He accepted my friend request, but he would never acknowledge that I was asking him for the Twitter handle. I'd be like, hey, man, I see you don't really use Twitter. I'm a comedian. I'm trying to get my career going. It'd be really easy for people to find me if I could just have @Rafe Williams. But you have to deactivate your account to do it. I would gladly pay you to do that. I see you don't use it and you've only got one thing. And he's just like, cool, you're a comedian? That sounds like a fun job. And I was like, he just stonewalled me on the Twitter handle. And then I like went back again and was like, cool, man. Seems like you're a physicist. That's dope. What about that Twitter handle? And like, he played that game where he just wouldn't acknowledge I was asking him for it. And I eventually just gave up and went with, I am Rafe Williams I changed my Instagram and my Facebook. So they're all the same. And I appreciate you having me. I love Slob City. I love you. I love Tina Double. She's out in Colorado.
How dare her?
Doing God knows what.
Well, you filled in last minute. We appreciate you.
I'm happy to be here anytime.
Yeah. Well, Randall, we appreciate you too. Randall was feeling kind of lonely. He's like, I don't have anything to do tomorrow.
Today?
Yeah, today. That's what he said to me the other day.
Now you do.
And here we are.
I'm just glad you're
later.
here because now I'll get one of those cool clips.
Yeah.
I didn't get one last time. It was me and Tina. I didn't get one of those. Like those cool little promo clips you guys do.
Why didn't we?
I don't know. I think you were like in
was
the
I
middle.
Gone?
You were gone and you were super busy. You were out with, I think you were Chelsea Lynn making a bunch of stuff. So
We might run out of time in a few seconds.
Okay, we
We're
better
out.
go.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Rafe.
Love
Thanks, Randy. Love you. Bye. And cut.
Cut.
That was a good fart.